Hey everybody. Okay, I'm here to give my final rundown, observations, and thoughts about the Gurdon Light. It's been about 2 days now since I left Gurdon. It's been quite the experience. I've encountered shattered bathtubs and bed bugs in a cheap hotel in Texarkana, along with a very heated, what I'll call discussion with the owner of said hotel. As you all know from earlier in this video, my plan was to depart Gurdon and head for the Sulphur River WMA in southwest Arkansas, down around Texarkana. Those plans were dashed when I arrived on site, and there were gates everywhere, gates that were closed and locked with very substantial padlocks. This was quite the disappointment. I was very unhappy. Not that my feelings matter, but I was very disappointed. I'm going to put it that way. I had really wanted to search for the Fouke monster, Boggy Creek monster, Jack Link's mascot, what have you. There was no way to access really anywhere where I could even begin to try to get in and do any of this. So I made a command tactical decision to shut that little adventure down, I guess you could say. And I am now on the Crossett River over on the Arkansas, basically in the Arkansas-Oklahoma border area, in the western edge of the Arkansas Ouachitas. It's a beautiful river. I'm having a good time over here, but I'm not going to see Bigfoot. And like I said earlier, the closest this trip I'll come to Bigfoot was the entire start-to-finish package of Jack Links that I devoured in my tent last night while reading a Greg Gutfeld book. It is what it is. Okay, my final thoughts on the Gurdon Light. I do believe this is a very real phenomenon. It was absolutely incredible. It put on quite a show. Like I said, I didn't try to draw close to it. It did pass me in the woods at one point. I'd say it was probably 30 to 40 yards away, and at that time it appeared to be about the size of I'm going to say roughly a softball. People often will say that it's 2 to 3 feet in diameter. What they see and what I saw are probably a lot different. I've heard of it being different colors as well. It was orange, just like basically a kerosene lantern flame is what I thought of. It's not threatening. It didn't really interact with me, that I would say, other than the one time it turned on and off under the trestle that I had to cross. It was probably, a short distance ahead of me under the trestle. It fired up. You could see the orange light come up through the trestle for about a second and a half. Then it turned off. It was almost like it was messing with me a little bit because I had to cross the trestle that it had done that on. But nothing scary, ugly, nasty, anything like that. It was not evil, I feel, at all. I felt real evil. It was not evil. If I had a child or a spouse that wanted to go experience something like that without being put in any danger, I think that'd be a great place to go. So easy to get to. Okay, to close this out, I want to show you, I'm here doing a map recon on my picnic table here at this wonderful state park that the state of Arkansas has made available for us. I think if you're going to pay taxes, we might as well get something like this out of it instead of Obama phones. I'm doing a map recon because there's 2 other documented, or fairly well documented, ghost lights in the state of Arkansas. One is the Crossett Light, which is located near, this will come as a great shock, the town of Crossett in southern Arkansas. And then there's also the Dover Light, which is located up in the vicinity. It's at Dover, amazingly, which is fairly near the town of Russellville, up in kind of north central, I guess you'd call it, Arkansas, maybe leaning more toward the western side. I'm going to turn this camera and see if I can catch this and show you the map, which this is going to be a disaster. Okay, the knife sharpener, the tip of the knife sharpener is pointing at Crossett, down on basically on the Louisiana-Arkansas line. It's at the edge of, Morehouse County in Louisiana and Ashley in southern Arkansas. Okay, and I'm going to pan up here with more horrible camera work. Okay, and here we have where the edge of the Black Bick is the Dover Light near Russellville, Arkansas. These are seen fairly regularly. I don't have any personal experience with these lights. Like I said, my first ghost light the other day was the one at Gurdon. I do know for a fact from numerous witnesses there's a lot of activity at a certain place in Louisiana that has a lot to do with the Indians. I will investigate this further at some point in the next couple of years, hopefully, when I can get down there and report back with findings on that. A spectacularly active site that has nothing to do with train tracks. And also found out last night from a very reputable source who's not into paranormal or ghost sightings or what have you, of another ghost light which is known locally. It is not on the internet in North Arkansas. I am going to work on this one myself over the next several months as time becomes available. It is in my personal local area again, and I've got a lot more access to this than I do to Gurdon, Dover, or Crossett. When I pull out of here before I go back to work, because I work on a boat, I'm quietly considering going to Crossett. May or may not, I don't know yet. Depends on how I feel, what the weather's like, and what my mood is like. It's been a pretty good little trip so far. My final thought on ghost lights is I don't understand why they are so spectacularly active as opposed to any other kind of ghost. I've been in active places, Civil War battlefields. I've been in spectacularly active at times house with ghosts, not poltergeists, but actual ghosts. And I don't understand why these lights are so active, almost day in, day out. People see them very reliably. Maybe not every time you go, but they're seen very, 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 very often. You can't just go and see a ghost, by pulling in your truck at an abandoned graveyard, walking on some tracks like, okay, there it is, once you know what you're looking for. I don't understand why these things are so spectacularly active, and I don't understand the connection with trains and railroad tracks. I do, of course, anybody that has a smartphone can look at a map and say, oh, well, it has to do with train tracks, and I understand that. Cursory research will show you that Gurdon is kind of on that eastern edge of what they call the quartz belt, where all the giant quartz crystal deposits are in Arkansas. I don't know. The light at Dover, and certainly the one at Crossett, North Louisiana, Arkansas, as well as the South Arkansas. There's no quartz crystals anywhere near it. There'll be quartz in the ground, but nothing like the amount at Gurdon. People have suggested it's a piezoelectric effect. I don't know. I'm not an expert on piezoelectric effects of quartz crystals, if you can imagine that. I don't understand why the spectacular amount of activity. People die every day from all kinds of things. People that are murdered on a street corner. Every day you don't see ghosts from every one of them, day in and day out and day in and day out, hot glowing lights at night from them. People get kitten scratches, get infected, and they pass away from that, and you don't see them turn into ghost lights. I don't understand the connection with train tracks. I've often wondered if that concentrates or fuels, or there's a way that they can draw energy from that, but the light in Gurdon, there are no more train tracks there, so if that was its battery, I don't know what it's gonna, where it's getting its energy from. Something's going on. I don't understand what, and that makes half the fun, I guess. Okay, I don't really have any more comments to offer besides what's on the internet. Just that was my own personal thoughts, some things that I haven't heard other people say, Again, I'm going to work on this one up in North Arkansas, and if I can come up with something on it, I will. We'll definitely share back with y'all as information becomes available, instead of sitting on it myself, because people sharing what they saw and know are why I was able to go see the Gurdon Light. And I appreciate everybody that's posted information on that before, so I will share this one in North Arkansas as well as information if anything develops from it. If not, if it's a load of crap, then you ain't going to hear anything else from me. Okay, thanks everybody. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.